my trusty pen ready, Pilo, like I always do, just in case I have to jot something down.
Yeah.
I never really have to do that, but tell you what, after last night's heroics, there
Yeah.
might be some things that come to mind, you know,
Could
and
be.
and and so I might have to jot a thing or two down. But this is gonna be another cool episode. We had a good one last week with Artman,
Yep.
and this one's probably gonna be along those same lines. It's
Did
another
you
one
see
that's
where he
this
was the trivia question?
last night.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, they asked a trivia question about who had the most singles in a season. They threw the names up
hey,
there, and I was like, I know who this one is. And
somebody,
Michael Hartman. So shout
somebody
out to
listens to the
him.
pod.
There we
Great.
go.
Perfect. Well, let's go ahead and get this thing
Let's do it.
going. Let's get to the show. Another show brought to you by The Collective.
Here we are.
Welcome to the Top Talk. Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to another episode of To the Top Talk, brought to you by Yingling Flight. To the Top Talk is the original and longest running Southern Miss podcast in the market. We're recording this episode on Pilo
Wednesday, April 22nd.
from beautiful Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Here, as always, with your break from the high resource for propaganda to talk a little Southern Miss athletics. I'm your host, Jason Bailey, and that guy right there is the one and only Patrick Lowry.
Hey, hey.
Boys, it's going to be a good one today.
I think so, yeah.
It's
Excited
it's
about it.
always it's always kind of an honor when we get to do these sorts of things. Another honor that we have is being partnered with the Golden Standard Shop. They make merchandise and they're really cool merchandise. My son just got a hat that you gave to him yesterday.
Yep.
The new ones that are out, but you
Yeah,
can go
those
check them
just
out.
dropped. He's probably the
Yeah.
first person in Hattiesburg to have it.
Oh,
So
and he believe me, he's been telling everybody. The Golden
awesome.
Standard Shop. We're in partnership with them as well. They're trying to help us get to that 1,000 subscriber spot in YouTube. So go check them out. But today's episode is brought to you by Yingling Flight. Yingling Flight is a premium light beer brewed by DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, the oldest brewery in America. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, 4.2% ABV per 12-ounce serving. Crisp, clean, refreshing taste. Now available in 12-ounce slim cans and screw-top 16-ounce pints. Pick yourself up some Yingling Flight today. So what happened, Pilo, since the last time we recorded? Well, baseball had a huge sweep over
Yep.
Texas State. Softball was back at it again at First Texas State as well. Women's golf is in the Sun Belt Conference tournament. Beach volleyball wrapped up the regular season, and we booked another killer guest. This time, the softball variety, and our guest tonight is brought to you by To the Top Talk and in conjunction with To the Top Collective. Lots of To the Tops in there. To the Top Collective's mission is to bring Southern Miss to the top, and is the official name, image, and likeness partnership that works to improve the lives of student athletes, alumni, supporters of the University of Southern Mississippi. You can join today for as little as $17 per month. And our guest today, she is a redshirt junior shortstop for the Southern Miss softball team. She's from Millport, Alabama, and South Lamar High School. All state in Alabama in 2021, 2022. Before heading to Southern Miss, started right from the word go in 2023. Was hitting 367 before an injury in 2024. Started 21 games last season and is currently hitting 321 with 11 doubles for the season and only 10 strikeouts. That's awesome. Welcome to the show, Nealy McManus.
Hey,
How's it
Welcome.
going?
good. How are y'all?
Fantastic. You just got to put up with our, very unprofessionalism for a little bit, but so sit back. It should be good to go. But man, Neely, first of all, thanks for taking the time, during the season, to talk with us today. And how are you, and what's it like playing for the Golden Eagles right now?
It's awesome. We just got back from Ole Miss. We had a tough game against them last night, and we'll be hosting here at home against South Alabama for our senior weekend. We've been really having a great start to our season, and now we're getting in the thick of it, trying to just climb our way on up to the top before conference tournament actually starts.
To the top. Heard it
No
again.
doubt.
Just gotta throw them in there whenever we
So
can.
growing up in Millport, Alabama, where is that in Alabama in relation to, yeah, I don't know, larger cities in Alabama? I'm not familiar with it.
It would be closer to Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Okay. Okay.
So it's a really small town. If you blink, you'd miss it.
Right. And what was that like growing up there?
Very family oriented. I'm a big family person. Going to the field, hanging out with my sister, my brother, my cousins, things like that. Not like crazy, a whole lot to do there, but it was homey and we had a good time.
Did you play a lot of other sports growing up, or was it just softball?
I played basketball too.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm thinking two guard.
I shot a little bit, dribbled the ball down. However, 1A schools, you just got to make do. You got to do what you got to do.
No doubt. So when did the love for softball really take hold?
When I was like 4 years old. So I grew up watching my older cousins play, and I decided that I wanted to play at a really young age. And my dad began to like pour into me and work with me. And so got into travel ball when I was about 7 and never stopped.
Oh wow. So talking about those memories and kind of growing up playing, like, is there anything that kind of sticks out to you? Something that you can share, kind of about maybe a big moment or a big tournament or something that when it kind of started to click for you.
Well, at first I would say like I was really small and like I'm still pretty much the shortest one out there, but my dad would always just tell me like ball don't know size. And so we would always be going to the field and I'd just take ground ball after ground ball after ground ball. And I just decided like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And the Lord gave me a passion for that and just getting the opportunity to use it as my mission field and just growing through softball and the relationships that you get to make, it was just awesome. And I knew I wanted to do that for as long as I could.
Patrick, I just got into this travel ball world. And I just happen to have. So here's my shout out for my son's travel ball team, Hattiesburg Generals. Let's talk about the whole travel ball thing for a second. Like, what are your thoughts on that whole scene? I mean, I think it's great for development and kind of introduces you to being part of an organization a little bit. I mean, does that help with your ultimate transition up to college level?
For sure. So I got the opportunity to play out of Birmingham. And so I was traveling about 2 hours for practices and then even further
Wow.
for games and stuff. So that definitely helped. And I didn't even realize that at the time, like, but looking back on it for sure, the managing your travels. And of course, you play during the summer, so you don't have
Hmm.
to manage the school part quite yet. But just getting to like be around a group of girls and growing with them and then coaches that pour into you and then on top of that you're playing for the coaches behind the fence that are hopefully recruiting you, so
Sure.
you get the pressure aspect and things like that. So I love travel ball. It was a great developmental piece for sure, and I got to build relationships that I'll have for the rest of my life. So there's a lot of positives to it, I would say, for sure.
Right. And, like, were you always on really good teams, or I would think that there are some lessons learned from being on good teams and then maybe on some teams maybe where you struggled a little bit.
For sure. And also, like, we're always competing against each other. So when you have teammates that are really good, then you want to be like that too. It pushes you to be better. And that's exactly what college is. You're competing with the people on the other side. That's the enemy. But then you're competing within your group too, while also like balancing the unity part. So I think being on different teams and getting to be with different teammates and all of the things like that prepares you the most for college for sure.
Yeah. I mean, heck, that's what we do, right, Pilo? We look at somebody who swings a really good golf club. We're like, I'm gonna try to do that, just like that guy.
Yeah.
Did you have anyone that you looked up to as a kid that maybe you might have patterned your game after, whether it be softball, baseball, anything along those lines?
Well, Derek Jeter was my favorite shortstop.
There we go. Nice.
Along with Sis Bates too. So I
Hmm.
have the softball and the baseball role model, I guess. But I love defense. Defense is one of the most important parts of the game. I mean, it's all important, but defense wins championships. And that's one thing in our game that I feel like you can be close to perfect at. Whereas hitting, you're 3 for 10 and you're a Hall of Famer. Like you failed 7 times. But defense, I feel like we can look so smooth and make our plays and be there for our pitchers and really just have their backs. And I love defense. And so that's kind of why those are my people that I
Yeah.
always like to watch.
Awesome.
For sure.
How many people, getting back to your hometown, how many people go Division One? Because I looked it up, Pilo. There's a little bit over 1,000 people. So how many? I mean, are you like one of one? You know, is there a slew of Division One athletes coming out of Millport? Are you the first?
I'm not sure if I'm the first or not. I know we are very small, but we've had some really great athletes come out of Millport. I'm not really sure about that. I would have to look into it, I guess. I'm not sure.
So transitioning kind of to the student part of student athlete, what are you studying? Kind of where are you in that? Because I know it can differ a little bit from what year you are on the field.
Yes, so I actually graduate in May with a degree in nutrition and dietetics, and I plan to continue my education for 2 more years here in graduate school for nutrition and dietetics as well. So, plan is to become a registered dietitian. The holistic path, we'll see where it takes me. But
No,
Love
that's very cool. You're getting the jump on things for sure. So you guys did a To the Top Collective clinic back in January. I remember
yes.
when that came out. So I think we talked about it on the show a little bit, but just catch us up. How did that go? From what I saw, there was good participation. I mean, did you see any future Golden Eagles out there?
Yes, that was an awesome opportunity. The girls that were able to work it and got the opportunity to work it, we had a great time just getting to pour into your community like that. And I know we're all from different places, but when you get to a place and you've been here for 4 years now, like it is your home and your community. And so just really getting to give back in that aspect. And there were, you know, T90 girls that were 5, and then there are sixth graders. And so just getting to see all of the different levels and the just different girls that have the same love for the game. Like it doesn't matter where you're at in life. Like we were all connected in that moment by the love of the game. And it was just really cool getting to pour back into them. We were very thankful for that opportunity that Mr. Peter gave us. That was actually our first one. So hopefully we get to do some more clinics or camps like that in the future.
Awesome.
No doubt.
Very, very neat idea. Peter always has great ideas on that front to really get involved, and that's one of the big things that the collective provides. I think is that it's that hands-on relationships that you can have with the student athletes. That if you're not a member, then you don't get that, right, Pilo?
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things we say all the time about Southern Miss. It's like the access that A, the average fan has, or B, a member of the collective has to go to practices or get inside the ropes, or
Yeah.
just have access to our coaches and athletes is not like it's not like that everywhere. So it is
No.
one of the great things that makes Southern Miss and Hattiesburg special.
Hey, what do you think the kids got out of that camp? Just learning skills, meeting the players. Like what was the best part for them? Do you think?
I definitely think it is cool to get to see athletes that are kind of living their dream. I know it was for me at that age. Like when I got to see these athletes pouring into me, it was just like, wow, like they're taking time out of their day and they play at this school. Like, so I know that definitely was a great advantage and a great benefit for them coming to the camp. Also, like, just taking it back to the basics, pouring into these kids and building off the fundamentals. Like it's not nothing crazy. You don't have to feel like, oh, I'm not up to par or I'm way better than this, whatever the case may be. Like it was just a time to grow and to get to interact with people that are where you want to be or where you're striving to be, and it kind of gives them hope and makes them feel like, yeah, I can do this. I know it did for me, at least when I was in that stage of life. And so I just really thought the whole thing was great. It was, not very long, 2 hours of your day, just getting to work on softball. Like, what a great opportunity. So
Yeah, fantastic. So let's talk about the season just for a second. You guys are killing it over there. You're outpacing the baseball team in wins right now. So how's this season gone so far, and what does the rest of the season look like for you?
Well, we are kind of coming to wrapping up regular season, well, conference season. And so we hope to take these next two series and be in a good seat going into conference. We'll be playing at ULL for the tournament. And so that's like, the Raging Cajun atmosphere is unique in its own way. And so being ready for that and just staying within ourselves, doing what we do, not worrying about the other team, but perfecting and executing what we do well. I feel like we have a great chance at going down there and winning this thing. And that's what our mission. And we're trying to stay very mission minded, not worrying about the things that we can't control, whatever the case may be, the losses, the wins, like just striving for what our end goal is. And if we keep that in mind, I'll be really excited to see what we put on the field.
Same. Just get ready for those boudin and crawfish smells wafting over the fence, for sure. And so we're going to get into a quick hitter segment here in a second. But before we do, what can softball fans and Golden Eagle fans do the most to support you and support your teammates throughout the end of the season?
Well, just showing up for us, of course. Like, we have this one last home series, like, coming out to support. Season tickets are always available. And then, of course, to the Top Collective, contributing through that and pouring into softball specifically, like, all of the things, those are blessings that we don't take for granted. And we appreciate all of the love and support, because a lot of us are from Mississippi and then a lot of us are from different places. So getting to see fans and a support system that only comes from Southern Miss is an awesome feeling, for sure.
Awesome. Pilo, hit the music. Let's do some quick hitters and get her on her merry way.
Let's do it.
All righty. You can start her off.
All right. More fun, hitting a double or making a diving catch?
Dive and catch.
Yeah.
I had a feeling you might go there.
Yep. Who's your funniest teammate?
Oh, goodness. We got a lot of them. Probably AC.
Okay.
Best part of playing at the Blade, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with, but that's what we call the softball complex, the Blade.
Because of Courtney Blade?
Because of Courtney Blades, so we call it the Blade. We're trying to make that into existence. So best part about playing at the Blade?
Best part, home field advantage for sure. Getting to be in our routine, doing what we do every day. Love it.
Your favorite lunch spot in Hattiesburg?
Firehouse Subs.
You're not the first athlete we've had on this.
Was the other one Ty Long?
Ty Long, yeah.
I think it was, yeah.
Ty Long, big sandwich.
Both shortstops.
There we go.
There's something to it. Yeah.
Favorite movie?
Pitch Perfect.
Oh, I love Pitch Perfect.
I swore she was going to go Sweet Home Alabama there.
I do love that movie too.
Yeah. Beach or mountains?
The beach.
Any game day superstitions that you have?
I have to wear my right foot sock on my right foot sock, or on my right foot, and the left on the left, every single time.
Very good. Very good. Are you more early game or late game?
If we're at home, I like a late game. If we're away, early.
Yeah.
Smart. There's nothing worse than being on the road and sitting in that hotel for hours.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'll have another waffle.
Yeah. Best uniform, USM uniform combo that you guys wear.
The blackout for sure.
Love that.
Good deal. And the last one, Nealy, you can only keep 3 apps on your phone, and they have to be downloaded apps. What 3 apps are you keeping?
Oh gracious. I guess Instagram, so I can keep up with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
My Bible app, and Subway Surfers.
Love it.
Love it.
Good deal. Well, that was great. Thanks for putting up with our nonsense there. But on the way out the door, just to all the Golden Eagle faithful out there, is there anything else that you would like to say?
Thank y'all for all y'all do, and we appreciate it. We definitely feel the love and support. We're excited for where this season's taking us, and God is good to the top.
Yeah, Nealy, thank you so much, and a big Southern Miss.
To the top.
There we go. Awesome. Thank you. You can
Awesome.
shut her down, and we'll finish it out.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Nealy.
Well, that was fantastic.
Yeah, it was great.
Again, boy, special thanks to Peter for setting all of that up. Tell you what, Pilo, we will take a quick break and we'll come back and we will recap last week's happenings on the baseball, softball field, golf course, and all that stuff. Okay?
Yep, let's do it. We'll see you soon.
Okay, well, we're back and Pilo has changed clothes. And I put on a hat. So, truth be told, this is the beauty of the podcast, really, is that, especially when you don't do a live episode, is that we did the interview earlier and then had a few things come up. I had to go to baseball practice. And so now we're finishing it up later on in the night. So, I do not have a coffee cup anymore. I have a.
Yeah,
Whatever this
we're
is,
really
tumbler?
just at the point where we're doing wardrobe changes at this point.
Yep. But so let's go ahead and finish this thing out. We're
Yeah,
going to
let's jump
recap
into it.
baseball, recap softball, and hit a few tidbits and get out of here. So baseball, we have to go back all the way to that. We were recording during that game, but we ended up losing
yeah.
that game to Ole Miss in Pearl. I don't know why we keep going back to Pearl, but when we do, we lost that game 10-3.
Yep.
And it kind of really put an exclamation point on a really crappy week after losing 2 of 3 to Louisiana Lafayette. And so, but I tell you what, it gave us an opportunity to, we had to figure out what we were going to do from there. Are we going to just continue on this downward spiral? Or are we kind of, draw a line in the sand with ourselves and be like, you know what, that's enough. Let's get back to playing some good baseball. So, maybe that was, I don't know if you call it a wake up call or they're mentioning, now like getting out and running, right? Bull made some comments like that. Whatever it was, it worked. Because after losing that game and the 2 of 3 to Louisiana Lafayette,
Yep.
that series versus Texas State, now we all knew that they could hit. They came into it with
Yep, we
71
talked
home
about
runs.
it.
Yeah, as a team. And then, we also knew that they could strike out, and they did a whole lot over the weekend. So game 1, to recap, Graydon Harris, he really set the tone yet again on a Friday,
Yep.
doing what
It's becoming
Friday
a
guys
thing.
have to do. He is now 7-1 on the season. Southern Miss threw up a 6th spot in the third and pounded out 12 hits on the night. That third inning was really special. Texas State had just taken a 1-0 lead in the second. Then, Kamo with a sac fly, Gilly with singles in Seth, Dre hits a double, Hickey goes yard. And it was just kind of on, right? I think we all felt it. I think I did. I was like, you know what? I came into it not knowing what to think. But just something about the demeanor out there and the energy was different than it had been for quite a
Yep.
while.
Uh-huh.
So hitting wise, Seth Smith 2 for 5, Russo 2 for 4, Barrett 2 for 4, Higgy 2 for 4. That's what 4 guys with multiple hits. That's how you
Yeah.
start. That's how you start moving people around the bases. Higdon with that 3 RBIs on the home run. Kyle Morrison hit a home run as well, his 12th of the season. And then pitching wise, that dynamic duo of Harris and Allen. That's quite a combo on a Friday night. Harris 6 1/3, 8 hits, 2 runs, 6 Ks, and Colby Allen went the rest of the way. 2 2/3, 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 walks, 4 Ks. The ball was coming out of his hand fast again with life.
Yes.
It had been a while since we had seen that, I think. So game 2, well, we won that game as well. We know we swept. But this secured the series, and I felt like gave us a little bit of breathing room. 6-3 was the final score. 12 hits for Southern Miss, 6 for Texas State. And again, this is a team that could mash, right? So really
Yeah.
kind of putting them in their place offensively. Struck out 10 people in game 1. Had 12 strikeouts for this game. Scored 1 in the first, second, and third innings. Then added 3 more in the 8th on a couple of homers by Gillespie and Stockman. And those are 2 guys that we didn't even mention in the first game, right? So the lineup's starting to take shape, I think is what we're trying to get at.
Yep.
Jerb goes 4 for 4 with a double. Gilly 2 for 4, 3 RBIs and a homer. Barrett 3 for 4, double. Stockman goes 2 for 3 with a home run. It's all starting to take shape on the offensive side, and honestly on the pitching side. Sonny, he stretched it out again a little bit and he went 6 innings. I think it's the first time he's done that since he's been at Southern Miss. 4 hits, 2 runs, 6 Ks. I was a little concerned he wasn't going to get out of the third for a little while there, but he did. Fought through it and gave us 6, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Army, Ock, and Sibley kind of eased the door shut. Didn't really slam it shut. Ock went 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. Did walk 3, but struck out 4. But Sonny goes to 3-3 on the season, and Sibley credited with his second save. He came in, faced 1 batter, threw 4 pitches, struck him out, ball game. Right? Do your
Yep.
thing, big man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good that we're having somebody come in at the end of the game to be the quote unquote closer.
Yep.
But because it looks like our closer, who ironically just got put on the NCBWA watch list for stopper of the year,
Yeah, I saw that.
just in time for possibly his second Sunday start, because Cam Clark really turned in a good performance on that Sunday. Just had it on a string. It's fun watching him throw the baseball. There's talk about life. There's
Yeah.
serious life there, and he gets to showcase more of his pitches. As a closer, you can just stick to that 2-pitch thing, but so he's really, that slider is going to be a weapon moving forward, I think. It did take 10 innings and a wild pitch, but Southern Miss gets the sweep over second place Texas State. 17 strikeouts on this day, so that's 10 and 12 and 17. Do some math.
10, 12, and 17, 39.
39 strikeouts in 3 games. That'll win you a little bit, right?
Yeah.
5-4 victory over the Bobcats, which are now, by the way, they're good. 25-15, 9-9. So they went from second to, I want to say, 9th in the conference on a weekend.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get swept.
And it's a very bunched up,
Yeah, we
Sun
talked
Belt
about
Conference.
that too a lot. Yep.
Kamo 2 for 3 with a double and a walk. Jerb again. He went through like a semi. Would you call it a slump? I don't know. He was just like unconscious, and then was like human, and now he's getting back to unconscious again.
Right. Yeah, I think he was just literally so good that we
Yeah.
kind of got.
Then he went
spoiled
1
a
for
little
4 a
bit.
few games, and we were like, "What's his deal?"
Why don't you hit it every time?
He goes 2 for 3 with a walk. Russo 2 for 4 with a laser. By the way, it almost dented the truck.
Yep.
And gave the lead to the Eagles in the 8th right there. Cam Clark, we mentioned him, but 4 2/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 0 walks, 8 strikeouts. Army came in, when Clark left out and gave up a couple hits there, Oz came out, and I think the whole world thought that he was going to pull Cam and give him his little standing O. And, we come and finish out the inning, but he didn't. And he stayed in one more batter, gave up one more hit. And so then, it was kind of like, hey, we need something good to happen here. And Army came in and did great, put out the fire. Cross had a plain inning. Colby got hit a little bit, but tough through it and fought hard. 2 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 0 walks, 4 Ks. Crab throws one clean inning and he gets the win. He goes now to 1-2 on the season. So Pilo, I kind of ran through all those, but your thoughts after that Texas State series?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely what we needed. I think it's what everybody. I think that Friday night, that inning that we scored 6. After the Higdon home run in that inning, I think it was a little bit of a sigh of relief in the Pete. In the Pete, it was
Sure.
like, okay, this is the team that we know that is out there, and then I was really anxious to see how they bounce back. We've won on some Friday nights and we've also lost some Saturdays following that up. And so it was really good, I think, to bounce back, and go ahead and get the series and not have to play another rubber match on Sunday to see who wins the series. So, and then to close it out on Sunday, was just excellent. So hopefully they stay hot, keep going. We need it. And, we're behind them. We knew
Yeah.
it was in there.
Really felt like we were back in attack mode,
Yeah.
like not just trying not to lose, but trying to win,
Yeah.
on our heels, whatever you want to call it. But it looked like that for a little while. But now it seems we're back to like, you know what? We're better than you. And we're about to go out here and prove it. Right.
Right.
Which
Right.
it's good. It's good to see. So, I mean, stretching it out on the bases too. It's been a while. This first to third on singles, which it doesn't sound like it should be that uncommon. We were very station to station. Let's just
Yep.
get there. Let's not get ourselves out of an inning, and we will knock
Yep.
ourselves in. Now we're putting a little. It looks good. It looks aggressive. I like it. It's great.
For sure.
So that midweek versus Tulane, that was last night. Super fun. I saw you out there.
Yep.
Tulane always gives us fits. They had Jason Wax. He's hitting 340 with 5 homers, 37 RBIs. He leads them in like every single category. And they run a lot. They have 65 stolen bases on the year. We threw out some runners. It ended up being the 4th win in a row for Southern Miss, a 5-4 victory walk-off, courtesy of Kyle Morrison in the bottom of the 9th. Cole Richardson got his first start and looked fine. I
Yep.
think he's maybe at like a one-time through the order now guy. Hit 92 miles an hour a few times. I didn't know he had that in him. And we'll see if he can build off of that. And I think he had some early jitters. He turned around and picked the first and like threw it about 16 feet. Bull
Yeah.
had to, I think he got some of that out. So
Yep. Yep.
we'll see if he can improve on that. Cross Sibley came in, just really had it on cruise control.
Yeah.
5 1/3, 0 hits, 0 runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. He might be the reason that we won the game, if you really get down to it. I mean,
For sure.
that is some good stuff right there. Crabtree and Colby finished it off. Crab with 2 Ks in the 8th, only through that one inning. Then Colby comes in and was 1 strike away from the save and gave up a homer. We're like, damn it.
That ball was hammered too.
Boy, I really hope that we don't have to like be here for another hour. That's what I was thinking. So he gave up the save, but he ends up getting the win. That's how baseball works, right? So now he's 4-1 on the season. Barrett just went the hell off. 3 for 4, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, 2 solo shots, absolute shots, right over that Coke sign. And then he
Yep.
made a play from his knees over there at third base, which was incredible.
Yep.
He's really coming into his own. Really starting to look like the Dre Barrett of last year. Possibly there's some scouting going on there, like they saw everything that he did last year, and hey, we figured out a way to pitch this guy. Maybe, I don't know. That could be part of it.
And look, it happened to a lot of great players at Southern Miss. You have a really good freshman year. That sophomore year tends to start out a little bit slower. It happened to Nick Monaster. I mean, how great was
True.
he?
You're right.
Like there's a lot of players that have come through that have stellar freshman campaigns, and people see film. They're smart. They're coached well, and they figure out a way to make it a little bit more difficult. And you can't always do what you do, and then that's time for us to adjust. And it looks like He's made some adjustments and he's seeing it. I love
Yeah.
to see him pull the ball. I just feel like him and Gilly and like those guys, it just, not that it's a short porch. I mean, the Pete is not small by any means, but like they have so much power. I just feel like if they just make contact and pull the ball, it goes over the fence.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
They're hitting the ball really hard, really hard.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
it looks to me like maybe that that for a while maybe they were trying to hit it really far, and now they're trying to hit it really hard. Like, those are two different things, right? And now they're hitting,
True.
and they can, yeah. If it is inside, they're quick enough to just pull it and yank it. So, Smitty goes 2 for 3 with 2 walks. He's on all the time. Another guy who's on all the time is Joey Bourbon. I don't know why we never been. We had some Bourbon shots during this game.
Very nice.
And so I was like, Joey Bourbon. I mean, it's right there.
I mean, it works.
He started everything off in the top. He hit a homer in the first right there, 2-run shot. So Smitty gets on, very next batter, bomb, like 1.5 minutes into the game. That was cool.
Love it. Yep.
Up next for the Eagles at South Al, so Southern Miss just played the second place team in the conference and took them down. Now South Al is in third place.
Yeah. And one more thing before we get too far ahead, I think I heard Trey Sutton say this last night. Like, I mean, I know it was a walk off. I know they hit a home run late, but like this is a game that easily could have been 10-4. We hit into a double play in the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning to end the inning in a row.
And wasn't like a 7-hopper to the shortstop. It was scorched.
Right. Exactly.
right.
And who was it? Stockman, if he hits that ball 2 feet higher, the base is cleared and we're up 9-4. It's a game of inches and we were just right there. And so I think we played a lot better than what the scoreboard ended up. And I know some of our fans will probably still complain over that, but his perspective as the hit leader and the hit king and somebody who's been there and somebody who sees it every day, I thought was a great perspective of how the game shook out last night.
For sure. Look, it doesn't bother me. If you keep getting, the more times you get the bases loaded, the better, right? People are like, man,
Right.
you keep hitting in a double play. So does that mean we keep having people on? I mean,
Exactly.
And we're not striking out? I mean, why?
Yeah, I mean, look at Sibley. He goes 5 1/3 through the middle of the game and doesn't give up a hit or a run.
There's 7
they had
dudes out
nothing.
there trying to catch it,
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
if you are going to South Al, that Friday game is 6:30, Saturday at 2, Sunday at 1, weather pending, I guess.
It's going to be a little iffy this weekend.
Weather-wise?
Yeah. We had, it's been so dry for so long, but we're kind of starting to see a little bit of a pattern change. So stay tuned to the socials because those games could bounce around depending on what's.
Is that just Mobile or is that Hattiesburg too?
No, we're going to get some. It's not going to be severe. The severe stuff is more north part of the state. But we should definitely get close to 1.5 inches, 2 inches of rain. So,
my goodness.
We need it.
We do, but I have a baseball tournament all weekend long in Petal.
Yeah.
They do have turf on the infield, though. That helps out.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be one of those things where some people will get a lot and some people may not get as much, but there is going to be some moisture falling from the sky at some point this weekend.
Gotcha. And this I wanted to give Scott Watkins an early shout out. We've mentioned the app that he's put together for the Sun Belt Conference, and there's a cool new feature in there that's a lineup builder. Have you went over there yet? It's
I see that.
It's not easy to say what this app is. I guess we can tweet out the link later, but it's you can go. It's a one-stop shop for all the stats that you could possibly need. It's very easy to navigate, and this lineup builder is really cool. Like when you can plug in a lineup, and it simulates like 900 games instantly somehow, and then shows you what the average score runs scored would be. So you can play. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm assuming you can do that with every team. I just did it with us, but so you can go check out that. It's sbc-baseball-web-app.vercel.app. That just doesn't roll off the tongue.
Super easy.
You can pin it to your phone. That's what I did. So it's easy to get there.
So
I mentioned
I can create 5 Joey Urbans and 3
And I don't think
Kyle
you can do that.
Morrisons.
That would be nice, but I don't think you can do that. So I mentioned that that Texas State was high up in the order, then they fell down as far as the standings go, and South Alice right there in third. But how about you get us updated on the rest of the standings, Pila?
Yeah, let's jump in. Coastal, although they lost 2 in a row, they are sitting at 15-3. So who did they lose to? Do we know?
I can look that up.
Yeah, let's whoever it is, they lost because they were 15-1. So they lost 2 this weekend to fall at 15-3. They still have a little bit of a lead over Southern Miss, now sitting at 11-7 in conference. Right behind us, we have South Owl, where we are traveling this weekend. App State and Troy are also at 10-8, so kind of stacked up. And then again, another stack at 9-9. You have Texas State, Arkansas State, ULM, and Marshall. So again, I mean, there's 6, 7 teams there. 8 teams if you go down to the 8 and 10 teams that are stacked up just by a couple of games. So like we said, Texas State goes from one spot, falling down several spots. So you have Old Dominion and Georgia State at 8 and 10. Louisiana is Lafayette is sitting at 7-11, and James Madison and Georgia Southern bringing up the rear, well below 500.
So what they did was they had Georgia State in Conway this past weekend. Now they beat Georgia State 15-7 on Friday, 7-2 on Saturday, then lost 11-5 on Sunday, then lost a midweek.
They lost the midweek
to UNC Wilmington 2-1.
Okay.
So that is how that shakes out.
Interesting.
Okay, players of the. Do you have any players of the week music?
Yeah, let's get back to it.
I'm kind of interested to see how this one's going to shake out.
Yeah, and while we do that, I'm going to pull up the standings from where they are, where they were last week, where we ended.
The To the Top Talk Players of the Week segment is brought to you by Bourbon On Front. Joey Bourbon On Front. Located at 206 Front Street in downtown Hattiesburg. Steaks, seafood, cocktails, and the only rooftop patio in Hattiesburg. Open every day but Monday. Call 601-336-7097 for reservations. Or you can visit them on the web at bourbon-on-front.com. Bourbon On Front. Go and see those guys today. Tell Nelson we said what's up. So the 2 winners so far are Graydon Harris and Colby Allen. Pretty stacked up. I don't know who you're going to go with right here. I have mine ready to go. If you want me to go ahead and do mine, I'll
go
get
ahead.
it started.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways you can go this week, but you probably could tell when I was going through a lot of the games and how recapping there with the person that I was most impressed with. And the person that I was most impressed with and who I gave my vote to is Dre Barrett. I mean, he had a 2-for-4 day, he had a 3-for-4 day, he had that 2-homer day last night. And then, not to mention the defense, he's just got a knack of, if there's a bunt down the third base line or a slow roller or anything, he's just so good at making that play. And then he made that play from his knees last night, didn't rush it. I just threw a missile over the. Anyway, he's my guy. Who's who I went with, and I think he's well deserved.
I love it. Man, I did not think you were going there. I had Dre Barrett so Dre Barrett goes from
Well, there we go.
nothing.
He wasn't even on there?
He wasn't even on the list. Yeah, look at the
Wow.
list. So he goes from 0 to 2.
Well, good deal.
So
Well, he deserves it. I mean,
he
look,
does.
Kamo probably deserved it. He had some home runs. He had that walk-off yesterday.
Yeah, Joey Urban had
Well, I
another
tell you
great
what.
week.
I tell you what, I hope that we both give it to Kyle Morrison next week. Going back to South Al,
Yeah,
he kind of had some choice words on that post-game interview.
he did. He did.
So, it would be great if we're sitting here next week, just unanimously picking him, because that means that he went off. So, something to look forward to.
He has hit a lot of home runs in that park.
Yes. You can update that, but I don't. So the To the Top Talk Player of the Week is, of course, brought to you by our good friends over at Bourbon On Front. So next time you're downtown, go by there. Be sure you check them out and tell them that we said hello. And that brings us to the baseball rankings. Some of these have been updated. Some of these had not been updated. So I'll just update them real quick, Pilo. D1 baseball and NCAA, we moved up to number 18. On 3, we're at number 18. Rob's rankings, we're at 15. 11.7 mid-major rankings, we're at number 3. Baseball America, number 16. Perfect game, we were unranked, so now we're at number 22. And our RPI, unless something has shifted since this afternoon,
Let's see.
we're at number 10.
Let's see. I'm going to take a look at it really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Still at number 10.
Okay. Well, that's good. And so that will bring us to the, well, we went over a little bit of softball earlier, but we can go ahead and just kind of recap real quickly, because we really didn't go over, anything specific about softball. It's just kind of all about Nealy.
Yep.
Trying to get this to pull up. And it won't. Anyway, so real quick, softball team, they're doing good. 30 wins. They did lose 2 out of 3 to Texas State. Now in a tie for third in the Sun Belt Conference. So had a little trouble scoring this weekend, or this past weekend. You remember last weekend there was a total of 7 runs scored between both teams?
Yep.
Well, the Lady Eagles only scored more than one once this past weekend. That was 2-1 on Sunday. So game 1 lost 7-1, just had 3 hits. Kinsley Gordon Sibley did have 2 of them, including the triple. Kayla Giardina takes the loss. She's now down to 14-7. Texas State, I guess they can get homers everywhere because they had 4 homers on this day that the softball team did. And Maddie Azua for Texas State improves to 21-9 on the season. Game 2 was tied at 1 through 3 innings, but we lost that one 8-1. Madeline Graham takes the loss. She's now 10-6. Just 3 hits on a day. Texas State didn't mash either. They only had 6 hits. The big blow in the third came off the bat of Ayanna Coleman, a 3-run shot that made it 4-1. So obviously until then it was tied. Emma Strood for Texas State went the distance. So then we kind of had to salvage one, right? Had to have it to avoid the sweep. So game 3 we did that. Well, we won the game 2-1. So that's the only time that we scored more than 1 run. But 2-1, both runs coming off an Abby Trokiel homer.
Nice.
Texas State's only run was off a homer too. A solo shot in the 5th. Chloe Miller had 2 of USM's hits. Giardina and Graham teamed up in the circle. Giardina gets the win. She goes to 15-7. She threw 5 innings. Graham went the last 2, gave up 0 runs. So where does that put? I think we're still in the upper echelon of the Sun Belt Conference there, Pilo.
Yes. So, man, both in both sports. Both teams coming off a loss. Either, I don't know if that was midweek for Marshall, but Marshall's sitting 15-3 overall. Right behind them, you have ULM sitting at 14-4, and then kind of a stack of 11-7 teams, including Texas State, Southern Miss, South Al. And then another stack of 8-10 teams in Troy, Louisiana, and James Madison. And then you have App State, Coastal, and Georgia Southern all at 6-12, and Georgia State in the cellar at 4-14.
Very good. If you are in town this weekend, South Al is at the Blade. Friday at 6, Saturday at 2, Sunday at noon. Go ahead and check that weather forecast before you come, because like Pilo said, apparently there's some rain coming into the area. Boy, I hope that didn't mess up Friday. Did you know Eagle Palooza was Friday?
I had no idea.
I had no clue. It's not even in the same spot. It's, the new park that they put in, kind of like right there.
You're the one that just had the ribbon cutting?
Yeah, it's kind of like behind Twin Forks, that wine shop, and just next to Gordon's Creek and like across the street from Caden's Bank right there. Anyway, they're shutting that
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
street down, kind of just past the roundabout
yeah. Okay.
and to the stoplight, to down to or near the stoplight there. So it's gonna be like that whole grassy area from Caden's all the way across Hardy Street into that cool brand new little pavilion looking park thing. So it's gonna be pretty neat. I'm looking forward to it, assuming that it doesn't rain. So we would like to thank our title sponsor once again and remind you that Yingling Flight is available in 12-ounce slim cans and screw top 16-ounce pints, and they are available at most retailers. Go ahead and pick yourself up some Yingling Flight today. So Cloverleaf Mall tweet of the week brought to you by Katie Bailey with Dunbar Real Estate. Any house, anywhere, anytime. Call today at 601-408-9980. Can't believe we're doing this. This guy's been on the show here lately more than I think that we ever thought that we would mention him. But
Here we are.
I mean, look, if you're going to be on one side of it, I mean, and I don't, I'm not, he didn't take our advice or anything, but it just makes sense to tweet out stuff more like this, I think. So the tweet of the week goes to Dima Mixon. You can follow him at Dima_Mixon. Local journalist, and with the Hub City News, I guess, and he's on the Eagle Hour and all that stuff. Anyway, so what he said was, out of Southern Miss first 40 games, that's 19 opponents, only 2 teams are below 500 on the season. North Alabama at 19-20, and UNO at 17-25. Everyone else is either 500 or above. Southern Miss is 28-12. That's not opinion. That's not spin, really. That's just telling it like it is, right? If there is any spin, it's positive. But I don't even think so. It's just what I think the way I read that, what he's trying to get across there is that we've played a whole lot of good teams, right? So we have a pretty good record against, and there's only 2 teams that we've played so far that aren't above 500, and one of them's right there, North Alabama at 19-20.
Yep.
So there's almost only one team that doesn't have a winning record.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. To have
Well,
as many wins
and I
as
know we
do,
talk a
right?
lot about RPI, but our strength of schedule is currently sitting at 7.
Mhm.
So, a lot of years in the past, a lot of teams take a different approach and just try to, get 45 wins or something and playing against. That's not how Oz rolls. We looked at the schedule. We did it in the pregame with Rick Maddox and preseason, and we knew this schedule was going to be tough. And here we are ahead of pace from last year.
No doubt.
So,
Before we wrap up, golf and stuff like that, you can go ahead and start bringing up the golf stuff, Pilo. I know the ladies are in the conference tournament and finished up today. But the beginning of this show, we mentioned the To the Top Collective. We did that first part in conjunction with the collective. So just remember that the collective's mission is to bring Southern Miss to the top, and is the official image, and likeness partnership that works to improve the lives of student athletes, alumni, and supporters of the Southern Miss. You can join today for as little as $17 per month. I think that's it. That's all that I have. If you have the women's golf pulled up, I know that the ladies are down in Point Clear, Alabama, and they're playing in the Sun Belt Conference tournament. Didn't have the best first day, but I think they kind of turned it around. Is that right?
yeah. They moved up the leaderboard today after today's tournament. They finished 8th overall. Well, they had the top 4 finishers advanced to match play rounds on Thursday. So I guess they're still playing. Oh, the top 4. Oh, the top 4 teams. I see. Never mind. Those top 4 were Monroe, South Al, Texas State, and Old Dominion. Louise Kyers, though, finished 4th place overall, so she goes 74, 69, 70 for a 213 total. And Taylor Tribble finished 28th overall. So, just a good showing by her. She shot a 2 under. Louise, she finished with a 2 under 70 in her final round, posted a trio of birdies, and had an eagle in the first hole. Wow. So yeah, they ended a little outside of where they wanted to. I know that, but I guess the final part of the championship will get wrapped up tomorrow. But yeah, the Lady Eagles season is over with.
Yeah, so no trip to the Nationals this year, but went last year, right?
Yep.
So still something to build on there for sure. Shout outs, Pilo. The shout out segment, it's sponsored now, and we went to this place today to eat lunch, and it's fantastic. Good gosh, I had the catfish po' boy. I don't know how they do it. It's like the most tender catfish and the most crunchy at the same time somehow. I don't know how they pull that off. Everybody do a shot. The shout out segment of the show is brought to you by Art of Rue. Art of Rue is a locally owned and operated restaurant in Hattiesburg serving po' boys, gumbo, red beans, seafood plates, and more. They're located at 208 North 38th Avenue and can be found on the web at art-of-rue.com. Art of Rue. It is Cajun comfort food, and it is very good. And I've not had a bad experience there yet. I had that
Nope.
3 thing with the gumbo and all that.
Holy Trinity.
Yeah. And then I've had, God, what else have I had? I know I had that catfish thing today. I've never had the mustard buzzard, but I see you keep getting it, so I think it must be good.
It's outstanding. Yeah, I went a couple times and just like I got to get something different, and so I kind of forced myself to get a couple different things. But today it's been a little while, so I kind of bounced back to it. So yeah, definitely gonna lead the shout outs. Not only are they sponsoring our shout out segment, they'll probably get a shout out from me every time because we're eating there every week pretty much. So shout out to those guys. Wanted to give a shout out to Jared Carlson. He goes to church with me at Temple and saw him played a little golf with him in a tournament for First Priority. And I think I probably already talked about this last week, but if I did, oh well, he gets a double shout out because it all runs together. So giving him a shout out. Thanks for the invite. We had a great time. It was pretty awesome. And I'm gonna give a shout out to Kyle Caminita, who is over at the Golden Dot Shop. Shout out to him. He gave me a hat last night, and I saw it, and I was like, I know who's gonna like this.
Yeah.
And
Jack.
I gave it to Bump's son Jack, and Jack apparently has taken it off since. So
He wore it tonight at practice. He was like telling everybody, he's like, hey, y'all see this? He says, it's the first one.
that's
You know,
right,
he's just like,
first
yeah.
one in Hattiesburg.
He's like, Dad, it fits so good. He's like, no, I mean, look. He's like, look at the, where you snapped it. It's a snapback. He's like, I did it right here. Where would you do it? And I was like, I don't know. Glad you like it.
Yeah. So I'm sure you've seen the Eags hat. I know I've worn it a couple times, but they have a new drop. So this stuff just came in. So they have a couple of new hats. If the other one is a Baseburg hat. That's kind of that khaki with the black bill that you see a lot of people do. So if you're into that and you're looking for some new hat merch, and they also have some shirts and stuff, go check them out. So Kyle, as always, supports the show. He's trying to help us get to that 1,000 subscribers, and we'll be giving out some of this cool stuff if we can get people to subscribe.
Yeah.
So
Go and tell somebody, hey, man, subscribe, just so these guys will quit hounding me. Just say, I don't care if you ever go listen, just go subscribe. Just 1 second, That
tell
would
your
really
wife or
help
a girlfriend or somebody,
Yeah.
just go subscribe.
Yeah,
So they'll
uncle,
shut up.
aunt, grandma.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll give a couple shout outs. Casey Cochran, saw him out in the Roost last night. Very passionate fan, and I want to. Well, that wasn't the first time I met him. I think I met him at 4th Street Bar before, but anyway, good dude. And enjoyed hanging out with him for about an inning there. Micah Butel, he's some kind of college baseball writer, and he went to 100 different baseball fields, I think, this year. And last night was the Pete. So he tweeted out some stuff, and then he gave a review of the concession stand food. We have foot-long corn dogs. Did you know that? I can't remember the last time I bought anything. I told him, I said, did you not smell the goodness that was coming from the Roost? He's like, I did. I just didn't want to, interrupt anybody. I was like, dude, well, next time you come, you got to come on out. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then I saw some pictures that he put out. I see me in the picture. He was standing right there. Anyway, that's on you, dog. Could have had a beer and bratwurst or whatever. Then we had boudin last night. It was good.
Ooh.
And then the last shout out, Pilo, these are guys that we saw today, Sam Burke Sr. and Sam Burke Jr., the Sams. I saw the Sams sitting right there. You met them?
Nice.
They lived at, one of them is a student now at Southern Miss, and Sam Burke Sr., we were pledge brothers together in Simrikai. So it was good to see those guys today, and that is all that I have. This episode was brought to you by the premium light beer, Yingling Flight, established in 2020 by the oldest brewery in America. Crisp, clean, refreshing taste, 95 calories, only 2.6 grams of carbs. Pick yourself up some Yingling Flight today. Thanks for listening in, whatever day you might have listened, whichever platform you chose to listen in on. Remember, you can follow me at Bumper J. Bailey and Patrick at P. Lowry. Follow us on all the social at To The Top Talk, and don't forget about the mailbag, tothetoptalk@gmail.com. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell somebody to the top today. And as always, Southern Miss,
To the top.
talk.
I could play
Have a good one.
for Alabama, USC, or Notre Dame. You have lots of things to offer, but Southern Mississippi puts you all to shame. I was born here in Hattiesburg, never ventured far away. When it comes to playing football, here in Eagle Heaven is where I'm gonna stay. I could play for North Carolina, Ohio State, or LSU. You play a good game of football, but Southern Mississippi is a whole lot better than you. When the football season is over and done, the fans here in Hattiesburg will be proud of what we've done. I could play for the Georgia Bulldogs, Florida State, or Tennessee, but I chose Southern Mississippi, and right here at home is where I'll always be. I could play for Alabama, USC, or Notre Dame. You have lots of things to offer, but Southern Mississippi put you all to shame. I could play for North Carolina, Ohio State, or LSU. You play a good game of football, but Southern Mississippi is a whole lot better than you. When the football season is over and done, all your teams with famous names will see we're number one. Ask Mississippi State. Ask Mississippi State.